every day that we wait for a shot is just one more day of, frankly, being afraid.
Our goal is to have all the infrastructure in place to do 15,000 vaccines a week.
We don't really have the luxury of waiting and seeing. There's an urgency here.
There are so many people who are getting left behind.
There's a potential that particularly Advil might suppress your immune system, which would be the opposite of what you would want to have before you take a vaccine.
It's really given us hope that the more we vaccinate, we can get to herd immunity, and it's going to be so critical and vital.
We think it's our obligation to help our community.
Now knowing that we have the vaccine, you feel more confident in giving care and being able to know that you're not going to get anybody sick and you're not going to bring COVID home to your family.
We've been playing defense this entire time. We finally have an offensive play here.
But if you care about your health, you care about your family's health, you care about your community's health, get the vaccine.
Eyewitness News and the state of Connecticut present Get the Facts on the Vax.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kara Sundlin. It was 1 year and 4 days ago that a public health emergency was declared in the United States for a new and concerning virus that we've now gotten to know all too well in this time since. COVID-19 has claimed more than 7,000 lives in Connecticut, 7,000 too many. 250,000 people in our small state have been diagnosed with the virus. We certainly all want this pandemic to end, and we have the tools to stop it. Hope, medical experts say, comes through the tip of a needle in vaccines made by Pfizer and Moderna. And this morning, we're getting the facts on the vax. Governor Ned Lamont is joining us. Welcome, Governor. Thank you so much for being here during this crucial time.
Nice to see you, Kara.
Happy to have you. Now, as you reflect back on where we started and where we are now, no one really could have imagined all this, but what phase of the pandemic do you think we're in right now?
Well, this is Super Bowl Sunday, but we're not at Super Bowl yet when it comes to COVID, but I think we are in the fourth quarter. Look, one of your commentators on the setup here said we've been playing defense for a long time in this country. We've been wearing the mask, we've been doing testing, quarantining, keeping our distance, making sure we could prevent the disease from coming to us. Now we're on offense with the vaccine, and we've had over half of our 75-year-olds vaccinated. We're going to be moving into the 65-year-old and above category, I think within 10 days or so. And I think we're in the fourth quarter. You know, knock on wood. The great risk we have is one of these variants comes up that's super infectious. I think we're in good shape, though.
Yeah, I was encouraged to hear that the vaccine companies are working on adjusting for those variants. But there's certainly in the beginning, there was a lot of emphasis on getting people tested. Do you think we've mastered that part yet?
I think we're pretty good at getting people tested. People want to get tested. We have the drive-through testing centers. But you go to Rensselaer Field, for example, you can go there and get tested. If you're food insecure, meaning you need some food, you can get your food there. And also you can get vaccinated. So we're making it a lot easier for people. But some people don't have a car. Some people are older. They don't know how to sign up online. We're taking the vaccines right to those communities, take care of those that are the most underserved, but most in need.
Absolutely. Well, as someone who's had COVID and recovered, I got lots of testing and it worked well for me. You know, wait in line a little bit, but it was always available. As we work on getting vaccines into people's arms, what do you think the biggest challenge is? Distrust of the vaccine or logistics?
I think, look, a little bit of both. 80% of the people, they're worried well, they're desperate to get the vaccine, and they're signing up and ready to go. And we could handle 10 times as many vaccinations if we could just get the vaccine. But there's some of the folks who are just scared about vaccines. They're older, they don't have an iPad, they don't know how to sign up. So we have to work hard to convince them this is how to do it and then make it easy for them to get vaccinated.
Now, you've said we have the capacity to vaccinate 10 times more people than we are. What have the companies told you about boosting supplies?
Well, the good news is with the Biden administration, they're giving us 3-week window. And you can tell that the number of vaccines we've been getting is up by 10 to 15% a week. That's good. We're at 65,000 plus over at the pharmacies, another 10,000. But we were on the phone. I was on the phone with the CEO of Pfizer just the other day, and he said they could double or again double a second time the number of vaccines, 300 million, not 100 million for this country. and have that done this spring for the next group, and then end of the summer for the third group. And if Moderna can do the same thing, Kara, we can get everybody vaccinated. And don't forget J&J, Johnson & Johnson. They just went for their preliminary approval a day ago.
Yeah, how is that going to change things? Having a third
It's going to mean
company.
we have more vaccines, more people can get vaccinated. 65 and over, we can probably get them done in a month or so, but that still leaves us with 2/3 of our population. So if we can ramp up the vaccinations by early spring, we can take care of people by the summer.
That would be a great timeline. What about stores? We keep hearing CVS, Walgreens, Stop and Shop. Is that really going to roll out soon and really make vaccinating easier?
Yes, we've got, I think, a dozen Walgreens, CVS. We'll have Walmart going soon. Every week or two, they'll be adding on additional. But that's good. They already administer flu vaccine, so it's pretty easy for them to do COVID vaccine. You can go right to that CVS site and sign right up if you're over 75 to get your vaccination.
So we're going to be answering so many of the viewer questions in a moment, especially teachers, back to school, all that's coming up. But right now, I know viewers are getting ready for the big game later on today. What is your guideline for gatherings tonight, the do's and the don'ts?
Enjoy the game. I can't wait for Super Bowl Sunday. I love this day. But by the same token, we're telling people, don't let your guard down. Look, Thanksgiving, we had a flare-up. Christmas, we had a flare-up. New Year's Eve, we had a flare-up. Let's not do that for Super Bowl Sunday, just when we're getting our infection rates under control. So stick to your family and relax and have an extra beer. And if somebody else comes over, keep it to a smaller group, but wear the mask if you don't know them.
Some good advice. We hope everyone just keep the eyes on the TV and the gatherings a little smaller. We're going to take a very, very short break right now. But when we come back, the governor and the state's acting commissioner of public health, Dr. Deirdre Gifford, are going to be answering your vaccine questions. Stay with us.